right, and we are live for another Thursday night here for the TTM NA Tier 1 Series. This week we're in the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix. It's a fun track we have. A track that actually the F1 Series has kind of come back to. It's one that a lot of fans haven't seen. Me personally, this is a new track as well. But a lot of fun, a lot of the practice that I've been able to see with these guys is the track that we can all appreciate at home, because it really challenges these guys, challenges them mentally, challenges them as far as their skill goes. So this will be a fun show as we're on board with Adler as he takes us around. He's completing his outlap, going to be the first one to lay down a time for us. Let's hop on board. And they're taking us through. We've got this banked left-hand turn here. On through this fast series of turns. Got some very quick right-handers coming up here. As you saw him going through those, very easy to lose the nose of the car. The car wants to get light. Back end wants to come around. So we see yellow in sector 2. Looks like a car off track. We're going to stay on board with Adler as he goes through this chicane. Going to take us through sector 3. Very unique to see a track with some bank corners. Don't see that too often in F1 as he takes us across the line. He's going to lay down that first lap at a 1:10.0. Now we hop on board with last week's pole sitter and race winner Danny Rick. A guy who week in and week out shows a lot of speed. Just really kind of missing some of that consistency piece. As you see, I believe that was his teammate there in Brownito off track. We saw him in the gravel pit. Shady goes to the top of the board at a 1:09.4. 0.6 of a second there separating him and Adler. His teammate Brumbo going to back it up on the mediums, put himself P3. Danny Rick's going to take us through these final couple corners here as he comes off onto the straightaway. And he's actually holding it nice and tight to the wall. And he's going to clock in the 7th position. Up down here, Dan's coming around to complete his lap. And Dan's going to clock in P5. All those guys very close together. Only 0.5 separating positions 3 through 8. Down here we've got Duck looking to complete his lap, and he's actually got an invalidated lap time, so this one's not going to count for him. A little bit of an issue. A little bit of an issue there with his qualifying times. Let's go ahead and come down here, find somebody else. All these guys all making it back down pit road after they've completed their lap times. Let's hop on with Dave. Dave over here completing his out lap. See him go through sector 1. Dave, your points leader. Last week, a bit of a rough week. Dave was somebody who showed quite a bit of speed. Some issues going through that final chicane there in Abu Dhabi. With a couple different people, Furby being one and then Shady being another. having some issues there, but was still able to rebound and come away with I believe it was a 4th place finish last week. Way to really salvage it could have been a really rough week for him, but was able to salvage that 4th place finish and not lose too much ground in the standings. Furby's actually going to go to the top of the board, overtaking Shady. Dave coming out of the final corner to take green flag on his lap time. So we're going to stay here with him, see what he's got for Furby. There's hard braking point here going into turn 1. Some cars coming off track. So they move over to let Dave go. Not really affecting Dave's time too much there coming on the track. Dave fastest through Sector 1. See what he's got for Sector 2. Using that runoff. And purple through Sector 2. Dave's got himself a good lap coming here. Coming through this final double right-hander up onto the banking. Off onto the front stretch. And Dave's actually going to clock in P3. 4/10 off. So to me, it's no surprise that our top 3 are Furby, Shady, and Dave. They're the top 3 in standings as well. Guys that have consistently been able to put it together week in, week out. No coincidence that they're up there qualifying near the front. So we're going to see what Furby's got as he looks to improve his time going into that hard braking turn and turn 1. Back on the gas. And onto the banking. Locking it up there with a little bit in the left front. Not too bad. A little squirrely coming off the corner. I believe he's just going to be... I don't think he really liked what he had there, so I see him backing it down. Couple cars off track. We've got, looked like that was the Ferrari of Snover. So he's just going to let these guys go by, wait for an opportunity to get back on track. Probably just going to go ahead and bring it back down to the pit lane and get some fresh tires and have another go at it. See, Snover's the only one yet to not record a lap time. He's going to want to try to hurry up and get those tires on so that he can get that lap in. Only 8 minutes left in this 18-minute session. Back up front, we're going to hop on with Duck. Currently sitting in the 4th position. Getting his tires warmed up here on the outlap. Getting ready to go to try to take a stab at those top guys. Only 5/10 off right now from Furby. Coming up on these final 2 right-hand turns before he takes his green flag lap. Building up all that speed for the DRS zone. Down into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Back up on the gas. Through here, pretty high speed through this sharp left-hander onto the banking. Oh! And like we were saying earlier, with these right-hand turns, very quick through there. Very easy to lose control of your car. The car is just so light, and it's just not into the track. car wants to do exactly that, and we saw Duck lose control of it there. So that's going to go ahead and he's going to have to come down pit road, probably get some new tires, and have another go at it. In the meantime, we did see Dave move up to the 4th position there. Or excuse me, Dave moved down from the 3rd position into 4th. That was due to Dan, who moved himself up into the 3rd position. Dan, a name we haven't heard too much from, rocking the Haas colors. As his lap puts him in 3rd position, only 2/10 off of the lead. So he's going to bring it back down pit road. Going to put some new tires on it and have one more go at these leaders. We'll hop on board with Shady. Shady only 0.5 off from that top spot. He's a guy that week in, week out, just super consistent. Not really making a whole lot of mistakes. Has shown quite a bit of speed at some tracks, and those tracks that he hasn't shown quite as much speed, just stays away from those big mistakes. So, see him take the green flag. So he's going to go ahead and take his shot at Furby. As Furby's also out to try to improve his time. Oh, and we see Dave getting up into the barrier there. Just very, very easy to lose control. You see cars everywhere. This is one of the more challenging tracks you'll see. Not only is it easy to really lose control, but it's a track that's extremely tough to pass on. So one where you're gonna have to show a lot of patience. Really apply the pressure to that guy in front of you. And if they make a mistake, just be there to capitalize on it. It's going to become a lot easier as time goes on with these tires as they wear to make these mistakes. Shady's going to come across. Let's see where this lap puts him. A little bit of draft there. And put him P1. Shady taking the top spot. Holding the pole position. Can Furby answer? Right now through Sector 1. About on pace where he was with that 109.30. See if he's got anything for the rest of this lap. Across at a 109.0. Absolutely demolishing that lap time there by Shady. And almost simultaneously, we saw Innick moving up to the 3rd spot. Dave, who moved himself back up into the 3rd spot, going to get bumped back down to 4th again. And the guy we were on board with earlier, Dan, going to sit in P5. 3 minutes left here in the session. Be interesting to see who gets back out there to complete another lap. See if Shady's got anything left for Furby. Hop on board. Danny Rick moving himself into the 4th position. Now the interesting thing that we see here with Danny Rick is that he's actually on the medium tires versus everybody else on the softs, only 0.4 off from Furby's time. And again, the tire compound that you set your best lap time with, that's going to be the tire compound you start the race on. So So you can see a little bit of tire strategy already taking play. We're not even at the race yet. Oh! Snover out of control into the gravel pit once again. Alright, let's hop on board with the points leader, Dave. Dave getting his warm-up lap in. Gonna have one final go at it. Try to improve his position. Only 4/10 away from Furby. See Shady also on track for his out lap. We're gonna hop on board with him after Dave completes his. Meantime, Dave coming across the final corner. Gonna take the green flag here. DRS on. You see the back wing open up. And down into turn 1. Furby, your pole sitter, gonna go ahead and he's done for the session. He's feeling pretty good about his lap time. Let's see if it holds up. Through this fast section. It's part of the track where we saw earlier the Duck lose control of the car. Down through. Dave super smooth as always. Through this chicane. Gonna put him back onto this short straightaway for these final 2 right-handers. Back on the gas, up and onto the banking. And come down this straightaway. One final time, and he's going to improve himself to the 2nd position, right in front of Shady. And like we said, we're going to hop back on board with Shady for his final run. I believe this is going to be the final chance we see for anybody to challenge that top spot. Shady bringing us through Sector 2. He's, as of right now, a little bit quicker than he was. A little aggressive through that chicane. I think it might have scrubbed off a little bit of time for him. It's going to bring us to these final couple corners. Onto the banking. Going to hit the DRS, and you see that back wing open up. Across the line, and he's going to improve his time. Not going to be enough to get that top spot. Got to put him back on the front row alongside Furby. And that's going to go ahead. It's going to complete our qualifying session here today. Furby going to bring it home. P1. Giving himself the best opportunity to bring home yet another victory. Looking for his 3rd win in the last 4 weeks. Guy that's really been on a tear lately, climbing the standings. So it's going to be Furby starting in 1st, Shady starting 2nd, Dave going to be starting 3rd, Innick in the Red Bull going to be starting 4th, last week's pole winner and race winner Danny Rick going to be starting P5 on those mediums. Yet again, the only guy that's going to be on the mediums to start the race. Down there, Tim A with a 5-spot grid penalty. Looks like the only penalty to be acquired there during the qualifying session. So this is setting up to be a very, very interesting race. The guys that we see in the top of the point standings all right up there together. Going to be duking it out.
That is everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. For more TTM content, check out the video in the top right. And to join the TTM community, take a look at the link in the description. Until next time, see you on track.